Go out there and put on a show on Saturday that makes people go, damn, one of these guys should be fighting for the title next.
It's wild, it is. I think Umar Nurmagomedov probably is the better martial artist, but Mario Bautista underestimated Matthew Perel. However, I'm picking Umar Nurmagomedov via decision.
Umar Nurmagomedov was confident to earn a title shot with a strong performance against Mario Bautista at UFC 321. He emphasizes delivering his best performance, showcasing all his skills, and making a statement in the octagon, whether the fight ends early or goes the distance.
I think I just need to show best performance, you know, if it's gonna be. Thank you guys. If it's gonna be finished, of course, it's gonna be great, you know, but I think I will show all my skills everywhere, you know, and what I want, I'm gonna show like very good performance.
Umar Nurmagomedov also strikes a deal with Dana White during the pre-fight press conference, asking him to make his upcoming bout a title fight. Dana responds with a challenge, telling him to go out on Saturday and deliver a performance that makes everyone say one of them deserves the next title shot.
I didn't hear you. What's the question?
It's question like it's possible to like this fight contender, me and Mario.
Could this fight be the contender's fight?
Yes.
Go out there and make it. Go out there and put on a show on Saturday that makes people go, damn, one of these guys should be fighting for the title next.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
Deal.
Umar further shares his determination ahead of the fight. He's highly motivated, dedicates his life to training, and is focused on becoming a champion. He adds that once he steps into the cage, he plans to dominate and secure victory. Umar Nurmagomedov said, "I'm very motivated. I spend all my life in gym. I want to become a champion, and I will become, inshallah. It's gonna happen. Now I have to go to the cage and smash." Umar also remains unfazed by his previous loss, insisting his mentality hasn't changed. Speaking at the UFC 321 Media Day, he explains that he's still driven by the same dream and fully committed to training hard until he becomes champion.
Does the fact that you're coming off your first career loss have any effect on your mindset coming into this fight?
No, of course. Of course, no. And lost and lost, you know, not it's something what can't happen, not happen, right? And if I will give up and I will tell I'm retired, then it's gonna be something like how is like, как сказать, которая сломала меня или там значимое что-то. Yes. Nothing changed, same Umar, with the same dream. We'll train hard to become a champion.
Meanwhile, Mario Bautista aims for a first-round knockout against Umar Nurmagomedov at UFC 321. He jokes that an early finish would be ideal so he can go home without dealing with the later rounds, but adds that a knockout would be the perfect outcome for him.
You said that your plan is to finish Umar in the first round. If we take into consideration how strong his wrestling is, how do you see that happening? What would you have to do to finish him first round?
Yeah, a first round, I think knockout would be nice. I only say that just so I can go home early and I don't have to deal with the rest of the 2 rounds. That's perfect scenario, right? So a finish over him, I think that'd be the way to go.
However, Umar Nurmagomedov respects Mario Bautista's skills ahead of UFC 321, but is skeptical of his first-round finish claim. He says their striking is nearly equal and praises Bautista's smart, energy-efficient approach. Umar adds that no one has finished him in his last 8 fights and believes his wrestling and grappling give him the edge.
I don't think I'm much better than him in striking. You know, I think we have like almost same level. He's very good on striking. His movement, he do smart game. You know, he work for scores. You know, he don't spend a lot of energy in strike. He didn't try to punch hard. You know, I don't know why he said he wanna finish me in the first round. I don't see anybody who he finished even last 8 fights. And I think my wrestling skills and my grappling skills better. This is sure, but striking, he's good.
Mario Bautista expects a full MMA test against Umar Nurmagomedov. He notes that Umar isn't a conventional wrestler with striking and movement that are quick, fluid, and unpredictable. Bautista says winning will require sharpness both standing and on the ground as Umar poses a threat from every angle.
Stylistically, how are you looking at this fight with you and Umar? Because, you think of the Dagestanis, you always think of wrestling, but he's a lot more than that as far as just, kind of that stereotypical Dagestani fighter.
No, that's 100% true. Yeah, he's not just like Khabib. He has this stand-up to him. It's kind of almost karate, taekwondo style, kind of bouncy, a lot of kicks, fast kicks. So he does have good stand-up. He was able to stand up with Corey Sandhagen for the majority of their fight. So he does have some great stand-up. So this is going to be an up-down kind of fight. I'm going to have to be on point everywhere. This isn't something where I could go in and like against Patchy and I'm just going to keep it standing up and win the fight that way. This is going to be an all-around kind of fight. So that's the type of fight I have to prepare for.
However, Umar admits it's tough to match Khabib Nurmagomedov, calling him an animal and one of a kind. He says fans often expect him or his teammates to dominate like Khabib, but replicating that level isn't always possible. Still, Umar aims to perform at his best and secure a win in his next fight.
Very hard to compare with Khabib. Everybody look at him, and for us, for athletes, for his teammate, and for family, for me and for Usman, very hard to show same performance. He's different, he's like animal. I don't know from where, but he have different like power and everything, and that's why everybody think we're gonna fight, we're gonna show same, we're gonna destroy, but it's not always happen, but of course I will try to take this victory and show best performance.
Yes, for sure. And of course,
he's good striker and he's tough guy.
Yes, all the guys are good now. Like Khabib obviously fought very good guys too, but he hasn't fought in 5 years. Everyone's better now.
Yes.
Umar also reveals that he still isn't satisfied with his performance against Merab, even though he gave him a tough fight. He says he has everything needed to beat him and promises that next time he will be better and fully prepared.
I mean, if it seems like you gave Merab the toughest fight of the current stretch that he's on. Are you proud of your performance?
No, of course no. I have to beat this guy. I have everything to beat him, and next time I will be ready better.
On the other hand, Michael Bisping highlights Umar Nurmagomedov's return against Mario at UFC 321 as a key matchup in the division. He points out that this is Umar's first fight since his loss to Merab Dvalishvili, noting that Khabib Nurmagomedov is surely pushing him hard in training. Bisping recalls that Umar started strong in his last fight, scoring takedowns and controlling early, but faded as the fight went on. He believes Umar will come in better prepared this time, in peak condition, and ready to prove himself again.
Umar Nurmagomedov returning for the first time since he lost to Merab Dvalishvili. A record of 18-1, the one loss coming in his championship fight. You know damn well, Khabib Nurmagomedov is going to be beasting this man.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! He is going to show up in the best shape possible. That's what cost him. Against Merab, he started off really good. He was getting takedowns, he was controlling the fight, but of course, it's a 5-round affair, and the longer the fight went, it played into Merab's wheelhouse. We know he's a machine. We know he's got cardio for days. Umar Nurmagomedov started to get tired, and that cost him the fight. So you know Khabib is pushing him to the absolute limit.
Michael Bisping points out that Mario Bautista often flies under the radar despite being one of the most underrated fighters in the division. He notes that Bautista has quietly built an impressive 7-fight win streak and has a habit of spoiling the rise of big names like Jose Aldo and Patchy Mix. Bisping explains that while Bautista may not always get the spotlight, he consistently delivers strong performances. However, facing Umar Nurmagomedov, he says, is a whole different challenge.
Flies under the radar. He is sorely underappreciated, underrated, whatever you want to call it. He's beaten a lot of people. Jose Aldo, last time Patchy Mix when he made his debut. Patchy Mix obviously didn't blow the world away. He promised a lot when he came to the UFC, but sadly so far he's lost his first 2 fights. The man's on a tremendous win streak. He's on a 7-fight winning streak, and he seems to be the spoiler for all these people, whether it's Jose Aldo, whether it's Patchy Mix. Can he rock the apple cart once again and take out Umar Nurmagomedov? That is a tough task to ask.
Michael Bisping also shares his final prediction and believes Umar Nurmagomedov will return sharper after learning from his loss to Merab Dvalishvili. He admits Merab's pace is nearly impossible to match, but feels Umar is still the more complete martial artist. While noting Mario Bautista's past mistakes in underestimating opponents, Bisping picks Umar to win by decision.
I believe that Umar Nurmagomedov, given the lessons that he learned against Merab Dvalishvili, is going to come in much better shape. He was in good shape against Merab, but Merab's a monster. He's not normal. It's ridiculous, and that's how the man's fighting for his 4th championship defense inside a single calendar year. It's wild. It is. I think Umar Nurmagomedov probably is the better martial artist, but Mario Bautista underestimated Matt Perel. However, I'm picking Umar Nurmagomedov via decision.
Dustin Poirier feels that coming back from a defeat won't be an issue for Umar Nurmagomedov. He highlights Umar's strong support system, including world-class teammates, and expresses confidence that his mindset and experience will allow him to bounce back easily after a loss.
Umar, I've always been very impressed with him. Like, obviously, unbelievable game out of Khabib's camp, but always interesting seeing these guys like coming back off a loss, because it so rarely happens. We saw what Islam Makhachev did after his loss, went on his title run. He's become one of the greats. Does that compel you at all, just to see how a guy like this, who has such a high level mindset, used to so much success, deals with coming back after a loss?
Yeah, and dude, he's got great guys around him, world champions. I think he's gonna come back no problem. You know, I think it's not gonna be a problem to come back after a loss for him.
Dustin Poirier acknowledges that Mario Bautista could pull off an early finish against Umar Nurmagomedov, especially given his striking in the lighter gloves. However, he notes that it's easier said than done once Umar gets control with his wrestling and starts moving and controlling the fight on the ground.
He's going to finish this fight in the first round. We've obviously never seen Umar lose in that manner, only a close decision loss to Merab. Does that feel like a pretty bold prediction on his path, or could you see Mario Bautista finding a way to finish this fight, and especially early?
And of course he could. You know, 4-ounce gloves, throwing knees against wrestlers, and anything could happen. But it's easier to say that right now than when you have this guy body locking you and dumping you and moving around all over. So it could happen.
Dustin Poirier says if Mario Bautista can get past Umar, defend takedowns, scramble back to his feet, and maintain pressure, it would be a big test. He adds that if Bautista succeeds here, he could potentially handle what Merab brings in a future matchup.
Are you more interested in seeing a Umar rematch with Merab because it was so competitive, or do you think Mario Bautista can bring some challenges to Merab as a guy who hasn't fought him? Does he have a game that can maybe do something that Merab hasn't seen yet?
Well, if he gets past this fight and stops takedowns and scrambles back to his feet and pressures him, then I would say that, you know, I think this is a big test. If he gets past this, then obviously he'll be able to deal with what Merab brings.
Arnold Allen also predicts UFC 321 and highlights Mario Bautista as one of the standout fighters of the night. He praises Bautista's skills, strategy, and style, noting his sharp, straight punches and ability to control opponents against the cage. Allen points out Bautista's clever tactics against Jose Aldo, saying they were highly effective even if some fans disagreed.
It's like one of the better fights of the night. Nurmagomedov is fighting Bautista. Bautista obviously on that win over Patchy Mix. He's on a bit of a tear. Very good strategist, good style, good skills. Obviously, nice straight punching, good. Like, if he has to stall you out on the wall, he will. Did to Aldo, everyone's very upset about it, but great tactics against Aldo if you don't want to stand with him.
Arnold Allen admits Umar is an excellent wrestler, but his only loss came to Merab, who outworked him and forced the pace. Allen says Mario Bautista will need to push Umar similarly, keeping him moving and making him work for every position. If taken down, Bautista can't just stay put, he has to attack and force Umar to expend energy, challenging him at every turn.
Umar, fantastic wrestler. Obviously he got that one loss against Merab. Merab just kind of outworked him and hustled him. I feel like Bautista's got to try and do the same. You've got to try and outwork him. I know Bautista probably can't copy a Merab game plan, but like, you've got to make him work. You've got to fake him. You've got to keep him moving. If he takes you down, you have to be you can't just wait in a position. You have to make him work, you know, make him chase you, make him roll for the bag, attack his legs.
Arnold Allen also feels Mario Bautista could perform well, praising his strategic approach and ability to stick to game plans. He notes that Umar Nurmagomedov will aim to bounce back strongly after his loss to Merab, likely coming in with an intense camp. Allen predicts Umar will ultimately win, but he admits it's unclear how, given Bautista's striking, kicks, and overall skill.
Bautista could do well in this fight. Again, like I say, he's such a good strategist. He always does good with the game plans and he sticks to it well. Yeah, I feel Umar's going to obviously be able to prove himself after losing to Merab. I feel like Nurmagomedov wins, but I don't know how. He's a good striker, he's got good kicks, good wrestling, he's good everywhere. He's going to be, I'm sure, having a crazy camp, trying to like get back in the win column. I don't think this guy's take too kindly to losing 2 in a row, so yeah, that's my prediction.
On the other hand, Umar Nurmagomedov plans to return early in 2026 if he beats Mario Bautista. He praises Merab Dvalishvili's busy schedule, noting that 4 fights in a year is tough and that Merab might take a break afterward. Umar adds that he doesn't plan to wait long for his next fight, hoping to compete again by late January or February, depending on the UFC's schedule.
You've seen like Merab has been incredibly active. He's going to fight again in December. It's pretty impressive what he's done. He's going to need people to fight if he keeps up this pace. Do you feel like a win here puts you in position for a rematch?
We're gonna see, maybe he'll take some rest after this fight. No, it's 4 fights in the year. It's not easy, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen after our fights.
Yeah. Do you
But
think
I want to fight in January, end of the or February. I don't wanna wait anybody, and it's gonna be depends on what gonna say the UFC.
However, Aljamain Sterling believes Umar Nurmagomedov needs 2 more wins before another title shot. He notes that Mario Bautista would have a stronger claim if he defeats Patchy Mix, considering his streak and level of opponents. Sterling adds that Umar taking more fights would keep the division active and avoid repetitive top-level matchups.
Now he's fighting another top guy in Mario Bautista, who's on, I believe, a 6-fight win streak. And I think if Mario wins, he has a case. He has a long winning streak. He beat a former Bellator champion, multiple time defending Bellator champion in Patchy Mix. Although Patchy just lost to a debut guy in a split decision, still a close fight, but he was still a former champion, kind of like Pitbull. It's tough. But I think if Umar wins, I think he should fight 1 more.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, yo, whoever, and even if Merab wasn't the champ, I would still say the same thing.
Yeah.
I like to see guys at least beat 1 or 2 guys, even though he did beat 1 guy, Corey Sandhagen. He got the title shot already. So now he should have to win at least 2 fights to get back to a title shot opportunity. Otherwise, you have a log jam at the top with the same guys fighting the same guys over and over and over.
That's a wrap for today's video. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other content for more exciting MMA coverage.